Well, happy weekend. This is Bill Steffen. A little milder pattern over the past week or so. Here's a little summary of the month of January for us. And first of all, I guess I should say hello, February. The highest temperature we had during the month, about 47 degrees. That was on the 30th. And the lowest temperature for the month on January 22, which was 6 below 0 here in Grand Rapids. We had 2 mornings that were below 0. A couple other climate notes. We had 1.18 inches of precipitation in Grand Rapids. Benton Harbor had more rain yesterday in about 8 hours than Grand Rapids had precipitation during the entire month of January. More on that here in just a minute. This has been kind of a windy month. The average wind speed here has been 11.4 miles an hour. We had 21 inches of snow, and we had enough in the way of January thaws here that most of that has melted away. Here's how much rain fell Thursday. Like I said, over 2 inches at Benton Harbor. Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, about 1.33 inches there. But look at how the rainfall tapered off as you went north. Grand Rapids Airport, just 0.04, and I had not a single drop at my place in Comstock Park. And north of Grand Rapids, it was sunny much of the day. So quite a difference from one end of the listening area here to the next. Here's a look at snow on the ground, and there's still a little bit of that here. You can see that that very light blue there, but indeed that has been melting back, and I think that will continue to be the case here, despite the colder temperatures that we'll have here today. The sun is climbing higher up in the sky, and with a little bit of sunshine here, that should melt a little bit of snow. It should be a good Saturday, though, for winter sports. You can see the darker blues east of Traverse Bay, where some places have over a foot of snow on the ground. And the most snow in the state is up in the UP, from Sault Ste. Marie over to Marquette. Some places there with 3 feet of snow on the ground. A lot of people playing up there in the snow. Not much snow for us here the next 72 hours. A little bit as you travel north, but virtually nothing from Grand Rapids off to the south. We may see a little bit here on Sunday, especially off to the north of town. That's when that would fall. Some pretty heavy snow again east of Lake Ontario and over toward the state of Maine. And a lot of snow out west. Boy, you can see where the mountains are out there, the Cascade Mountains of Washington and Oregon, the Sierra Nevada in the state of California, the heavy snows that are in the Wasatch there east of Salt Lake City, the Bitterroots in Wyoming. And you can see a little bit of snow getting into Colorado, but look at Wyoming. There's a little light purple color in there, indicating that they may be seeing up to 48 inches of new snow in 72 hours. If you like to play in snow, boy, that's the place to be. Later on today, we hit a high of 30, a little cooler than we've been of late. We'll see increasing clouds, a little bit of sun in the morning, giving way to overcast conditions during the mid to late afternoon, and 19 during the early morning. Winds be out of the east at around 5 to 10 miles an hour, and then tomorrow night they kick up to about 10 to 15 miles an hour. I think we're dry this Saturday. There is a chance for some light rain, snow mixed here on Sunday. Mostly cloudy skies here for Monday and on Tuesday. Wednesday, mostly rain. That's kind of interesting because we haven't used that rain graphic here yet. But rain is probably the best bet, though it's not impossible that there could be a mix of rain and snow, though temperatures here should be up into at least the upper 30s during the afternoon, and roads would just be damp. You probably heard the story about the pipe bursting at the Grand Rapids Public Museum. They have fixed that now. They're drying everything up. It looks like the streets of old Grand Rapids will be open again for everybody here this weekend. Neat place to visit. I used to come down here a couple times a year when I was single and reminisce about the old days and everything in Grand Rapids. Kind of liked history there. Groundhog Day coming up February 2. We'll talk a little bit more about the Groundhog Day blizzard that we had in 2011. The Groundhog Day tradition started from Germans who were called Pennsylvania Dutch, but they weren't really Dutch, they were Germans. And the tale is that the groundhog emerges and sees his shadow. The groundhog will scoot back into its den and stay there for another 6 weeks of winter. We normally have 6 more weeks of winter here in Grand Rapids, but interesting. And we have a picture of a squirrel up there for you. We had a friend of ours came to visit from Australia, and she was so enamored with squirrels. They don't have them in Australia, but how they ran along the telephone wires without falling off. She was just really amazed. And of course, they can be out whether it's 20 below 0 or 100 degrees above 0, and they will do just fine. Very docile creatures. Well, thank you so much for checking in with us here today. Have yourself a great day.